Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today, oh boy, it starts with the latest Too Faced release. I'll tell you what I mean is starting, if you haven't guessed. This is the Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes Eyeshadow Palette. And yeah, Princey, our mascot, Highland Cow here, is wearing his Santa hat in August. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. This is indeed a Too Faced Holiday 2023 release. I know. And community member Mellow Kitty is going to be so upset with me. But Mellow Kitty and all of you out there, it's not me. They're the ones who released Holiday in August. I promise you, not me. We're getting lots of holiday releases. And whenever it's a holiday release, Princey, our mascot Highland Cow, is going to wear his Santa hat, whether he wants to or not, in August. So let's talk about it. I have a table covered in palettes, Too Faced palettes. It's kind of funny because just yesterday I did a review of Polite Society, which is where Jared and Jeremy, who began Too Faced, went after they left and sold Too Faced. But we're back to Too Faced now, a scented holiday palette. We're going to talk about it. We are going to indulge all of us with a ton of Too Faced comparisons. Any comparisons that I don't get in, because I will try to keep the comparison portion a little bit brief. We are also going to do a demo and all sorts of swatches, but any comparisons you don't see, please know that you can hit me up here or over on Instagram. I do a ton of swatches over there, and I'm super happy to do them for you, even if they're ones I've done here, because I'm going to go through them quickly to keep everyone's attention. All right, is everybody strapped in and ready to go? Because we got a lot to do. Okay, this is, as I said, the Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes palette. It is the Holiday 2023 Too Faced Large Palette. It is $54, and it is 18, we're used to that, 18 warm maple syrup scented shades. We'll get to that in a minute. In mattes all the way to rich metallic shades. It is maple syrup scented, and it is limited edition, and they mean it. It really is limited edition. Now, let me say something here. It is in the cardboard packaging, which some of you love and some of you do not love. Oftentimes, holiday palettes from Too Faced will come in tin packaging. This one does not, and they vary that depending on the year, depending on the palette, and it varies whether or not people are thrilled or not thrilled about it. They will probably release some little ones also for holiday like they have in past years. Maybe those will be in tin. Some people love this. It stores really nicely, but some people just love the collectability of the tin. The other thing they've done, which is kind of interesting, because I saw this with a few of their other palettes, when you open it up, they've recessed the shades deep into the palette, so when you close it, you kind of have to pull it over. Keeps the shades a little bit safer when they're in this cardboard packaging. All right, we're going to give it a sniff and see if it smells like maple syrup. Okay, ready? The cool thing about Too Faced that I didn't find with Polite Society, from the creators of Too Faced. The cool thing about Too Faced is if you don't like scent, it goes away quickly and you have to stick your nose all the way in. I'm not smelling anything from here. So let's see. Yeah, it kind of does smell like maple syrup. Oh, but it's very faint. Let me just open it again and see. It's very faint, but yeah, it actually does smell like maple syrup, like the tables at IHOP. If you've ever been to International House of Pancakes here in the United States, that's kind of how it smells. Okay, we have, of course, the beautiful mirror, and again, 18 shades. These shades feel a lot to me like the texture of the Italian Spritz Too Faced palette, and we've had some other palettes released that are kind of like that too. Almost like the shades are a little bit grippy. It's kind of nice because it helps with fallout. Now, we're going to do two different looks. I'm not wearing anything on my eyes right now. I am wearing, by the way, let me just say, community member Quincy spoiled me because she and I were DMing and talking about the mascara, which I had never tried, from Gucci Westman, the Westman Atelier mascara, and Quincy spoiled me and sent me some. Quincy, you are right. I am very spoiled now. This is a beautiful mascara. Not too wet, not too dry. I'll link it below for everyone who wants to check it out too, but Quincy has spoiled me with my very own. Okay, so let's talk about this palette though, right now that we have this. Let's take a look at them first. I don't think, usually the palettes have something to do. We have some great names like Flapjack and Sleepin' In and Cider Fruit and Hazelnut and things like that. So they've kept really true to their theme with the names. I don't know incredibly if they've kept true to the theme with the shades though. Those aren't like pancake colors, unless you're talking about berries on pancakes or peas on I don't know. I don't think they kept true. Sometimes it really is true and we try to figure out why there's a red in there or why there's, and they do this around the holidays mostly, but some of the Too Faced palettes I have here are actually not holiday that we're going to compare it to. Mostly holiday though. And we look forward to these and the minis every holiday season. I do, I know. These are definitely grippy shades. The question is, I think this is a little cooler. The question is this just the same palette over and over? Too Faced definitely gets accused every holiday season of basically just putting a different cover on the same palette. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I think this actually is a little bit cooler toned. Well, let's take a look at just this palette first, the way it's laid out in the pans on my arm in studio lighting. So take a look at that first. Just these 18 warm maple syrup scented shades on my arm in studio lighting. They're very pretty. And I think they're going to be easy to work with. I waited for you guys to sniff it, and I waited for you guys to try it on my eyes. So we're going to try it together. These are supposed to last hours long. So they're supposed to be really nice and long lasting. All right, let's take these outside into the warm California sunshine. Take a look at the shades on my arm out there. When they are in the warm natural lighting, I think it really helps you see the potential for the shades. Okay, now we're going to do something that I generally don't do, but I couldn't resist. I'm moving my mirror out of the way because we need some room here. We are indeed going to do some super quick comparisons. I couldn't help myself because everybody says that every year Too Faced releases the same palette. So let's see if they did or not. Here is our brand new pancake palette. We're going to test it in a moment. We're going to swatch it. I'm going to go fast though. So if you don't get enough, just let me know. Here it is with Cinnamon Swirl. I mean, cinnamon, every Too Faced palette, I'm trying to get it out of the light. Every Too Faced palette has those bursts of bright colors, as does Cinnamon Swirl. And what about Pumpkin Spice? Cinnamon Swirl was in metal casing. Pumpkin Spice is also in cardboard. Pumpkin Spice, Pumpkin Spice is so much warmer. Pumpkin Spice is in the old cardboard packaging where the shades were not recessed, if you can see that. They're kind of sitting out flat in the palette. On the new pancakes, maple syrup pancake one, they're recessed a bit. And here's what I've done. I've done some really sloppy quick swatches in this next swatches here. This is the Holiday 2023 maple syrup pancakes on the top. In the middle is the Cinnamon Swirl, and on the bottom is Pumpkin Spice. Take a look at that. I don't know that you're really able to see too well, but you kind of get the idea. And I do think our new one here is a little bit cooler. Okay, how about if we take our pancake palette, is what I'm going to call it, and then we take our Better Than Chocolate palette. That's not a holiday one, but let's just take a look, shall we? Really, the difference is in the scent. We still have those browns, the matte shades, and the pops of color, right? That's Better Than Chocolate. This is pancake, maple syrup pancake. And then Italian Spritz. Now, I talked about Italian Spritz because I think the formulas are similar. Italian Spritz is, of course, much brighter. Let me get a handle on it here. Much brighter. I'm not sure there's that much of a comparison, except that they're 18 shade Too Faced palettes that are scented. Italian Spritz, much brighter. And here we are with our pancake palette. And here we go with the swatches. We have the maple syrup pancake on top, and we have the Better Than Chocolate in the middle, and the Italian Spritz on the bottom. And one more round of swatches. I told you I'm going to go fast. We're going to compare the pancake with the Christmas Coffee palette. That was that last year or the year before? Now we're going to do some of the minis. Try to get these out of the light, the glare for you. Now the browns are more similar than the pops of color, aren't they? And then here's the Fruitcake palette mini. These all stick together because they're kind of magnetized. I wonder what the time will tell. That's nothing like it, is it? There's the Fruitcake. How about the You're So Hot palette? These are sticking together. This was that hot cocoa one, kind of. Nothing like it. Let me get it out of the light for you. How about Secret Santa? We got some construction work happening outside, so I apologize about any background noise. There's Secret Santa. Again, getting it out of the light. I'm going to swatch all these, don't worry. And then I pulled out Major Love, too. Do you remember that one? All these minis are in tins, so I'm wondering, and time will tell, if we'll get some minis for the holidays, because my goodness, it's only August. That, you know, will be in the tins as well. There's some similarities. Major Love is a lot lighter. I just wanted you to see. I mean, there's no doubt these are all Too Faced palettes, even if the vibe is different. Let's go to the swatches. Let me show you what you're looking at here. This is a lot of swatches. I have the Maple Syrup Pancake Eyeshadow palette on top, of course, and then Christmas Coffee and Fruitcake on the next line, You're So Hot and Secret Santa on the next, and then under there, just a little outlier there on the end, is Major Love, all the way by itself on the bottom. It really doesn't look like it, but I mean, they're similar in formula, and the brown and the matte shades are certainly very similar, and the pops of color, they have similar feels to them, but I do feel like this one's a little cooler than we've seen lately. You know, there's some warm brown shades in there, no doubt. It is a Too Faced holiday palette, but I think it's a little bit cooler overall. What do you guys think? So let's see how these perform. When I tried the Italian Spritz, it's the first time I had played with, pardon me while not only do we have background noise, we have me closing tin palettes. Sorry about that. When I played with the Italian Spritz palette, it was the first time that I'd ever played with that kind of tacky, almost gummy shade that keeps it from falling out. It's really cool. And since then, I've actually noticed that in a few other palettes. I think it was actually the ESUM palette that had it in there. It was. And it's that same type of formula from mid to high level. Isn't that interesting? All right, so let's play with this. I'm going to put the cool little names because they always have such cute shade names on the screen, so I'm not squinting at it. You know, my glare is pretty bad here. All right, so let's do two different eye looks, and I'm going to start with a Rephr. No, I'm going to start with a Wayne Goss. Oh, I'm going to start with the Wayne Goss brush and number 17, and I am going to go in first with this look here. I made fun of it earlier and called it pea soup. So let's go in there with our pea soup, and let's put that pea soup just on the outer portion of the eye. It is not called pea soup. I'll put the actual name of it up there. And I'm just going to put that just on the outer portion of the eye and up. Really nice. I don't anticipate any fallout. I'm going to take a Rephr number 3 and go under with it as well. And just kind of, I just so attracted to that kind of pretty muted green. I'm done. I know, I'm kidding. Okay, going back to that Wayne brush, I'm going to go to the shade right next to it. Just tap it off a little bit and then just put that kind of silvery shade. Oh, these are beautiful. Look at this look. Look at how pretty this is, you guys. Look at how pretty this is. Especially with the eyes open and that really flirty mascara that Quincy sent over. It's just really, really, really pretty. And I'm trying not to make a lot of brush laundry. I'm going to actually take this shade right here. That's kind of sparkly. I'm going to put it into the inner corner and onto the eye just a little bit. I mean, and I just think this is a different look than you get out of a lot of the Too Faced holiday palettes. I really do. That's really pretty. Okay, let's do something more, maybe more expected on the other eye, and we will start that with a Rephr number 1 brush, and we are gonna, for that, we'll go into this shade here, and we'll just go with these kind of pinky hues, and I'm gonna do the entire crease in this pinky shade. I am wearing on my lips and cheeks the brand new ESUM lip and cheek palette, Artistry palette, and that review is coming up, but I'm really, really enjoying that. Just thought I would give a little shout out to that video coming up. We've also got a Tarte holiday palette coming up, you guys. Don't blink, you're gonna miss a lot of good stuff coming up. Paco Rabanne palette coming up. Got so much good stuff happening. I'm gonna go into the shade right here with my finger. I'm just doing a real pinky glamour shade here. I know we're all sick of pink after the end of this summer, but that's okay. And then this one right here, into the corner, up. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. This is a fun. I'm going to admit to you, I always love a good Too Faced holiday palette, but I'm a little lopsided, I apologize. But take a look how pretty this is and how different these looks are. And you can do everything in between. This is a good one. I think this is my favorite one in a while. It is still warm. Who am I kidding? But maybe it's not quite as warm and a little more neutral. Saying that it's kind of leaning cool is probably unfair and probably not true. And if you're a member of our Cool Tone Revolution Army here on this channel, you're probably very much up in arms and getting your horses ready to ride. So I'm sorry if I say it is cool tone. It is a little bit more neutral, but what a pretty palette. Zero fallout except where my clumsy fingers hit, but nothing that really kind of, the grittiness is the wrong word, the stickiness. Gosh, it sounds so negative. The kind of, it feels adherent. There's the word we'll use. It feels adherent, and it's just super pretty and an absolute pleasure. Holiday palette in August? Well, I don't know about that, but that's not me saying it, that's them. Let me know, do you collect the Too Faced holiday palettes like I do? Are you gonna pick this one up? What do you think about it being in the cardboard and not the tin? And what other comparisons should I have put in here? I just grabbed a ton of Too Faced palettes. What did I leave out? What do you need to see maybe a bit closer over on Instagram? What can I help you with, guys? That's what I want to know. I'm sorry for that. I'm a little mismatched, but just let me, if you could take me seriously at all, just let me know. That's what makes us a community. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. I know that YouTube recommends creators that you've watched already, but if you actually hit subscribe, it's very helpful to me. It helps me grow the channel, and I appreciate it so much. While you're at it, come over and say a big hello on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And don't forget that you can become a bigger part of this YouTube community by becoming a channel member for behind the scenes, for all sorts of fun stuff and gossipy members only lives. You can shop from those links below. They don't cost you anything, but it gives a little bit back to the channel to purchase product with. Or you can even give straight old super thanks. But in all honesty, if you're here at all, I'm thrilled to see you, absolutely thrilled. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.